Hello, friends. We welcome you to the Legal Breeze. Today, we will be talking about the concept of suicide, punishment for the attempt to suicide, and abetment to suicide, and the relevance of retaining Section 309 of IPC, whether IPC Section 309 should remain in the statute book or it should be scrapped from the statute book. What are the reasons for scrapping it? What is the way forward? These are the few things I would like to share it with you through this program. First, let us understand what is suicide or what is attempt to suicide. Suicide is nothing but he or she kills himself or herself out of their own act of commission or omission. Commission means doing certain acts positively towards the end or towards the achieving the goal. Say example, I want to commit a suicide through an act of commission. What is that commission? I want to kill myself through poisoning. What should I do? First, there shall be a thinking. Then I should prepare something. I should go to a shop, get certain poison. Then what is the next stage? Attempt. The next stage is attempt. I mix the poison with the food. The last stage, I am consuming. I have not intimated to anyone. Thereby, I am causing death to my own self. This is suicide. Then you have asked me, sir, what is this omission? I don't have money to purchase poison and all other things. I don't have the facility at all. Okay. What can I do? I don't do anything, but simply I am restraining taking water, food, everything, keeping myself in isolation so that nobody can be in touch with me. After a period of time, certainly I have to lose my life. Please remember, there is a sect in Jainism called Santara. These Santara people always have a tradition that once they decide that they should leave this world, it is a religious faith. They also forbear. They don't take food. They go for starvation till death. This practice has been challenged in the Rajasthan High Court. There is a case called Nikhil Soni versus Union of India. In that particular case, Rajasthan High Court has upheld Section 309 and they said it should be banned. And the same has reached the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has stated that, but it has upheld the validity of Section 309. So, by starvation, you are committing suicide. This method is called omission. The former method is called commission. Both commission as well as omission is punishable as per IPC because both are constituting an offence. Now you should ask me, sir, why attempt per se? Why attempt itself shall be punishable? Whether all offences, whether all attempts is punishable? Sometimes answer is no. Sometimes his answer is no. Generally, attempt is punishable. Attempt to do any particular offence is punishable, but that should be specifically stated in the IPC itself. Otherwise, it is not punishable. There are 4 stages in a crime called intention, preparation, attempt, finally the commission of the offence. Generally, in all circumstances, stage 3 and stage 4 is punishable except in few cases such as waging war, conspiracy, all these things are punishable at the preparatory stage itself. So this is about penal aspect. Now let us come back about suicide. Why a person should commit suicide? When the IPC has come, the scientific development is not that much greater. That is first. Second thing, IPC was not made by the country for its own citizen. It was made by our aliens, by our alien enemies, I can call it, because they don't have any interest in us. And they made this penal law to the slaves, not to their own citizens, if one has to call it. So they have never taken the welfare of the citizens while framing this penal law is concerned. That is a very unfortunate one. That is how Section 309 still it is in operation. Whether there is any steps taken by the government of India after the independence to repeal the Section 309? Answer is yes. There are many steps. First and foremost, I should cite the 42nd Law Commission report, which has unanimously recommended to the government of India to repeal Section 309 of the IPC. You should remember two sections in IPC. One is Section 306, which is punishing the abetment to suicide. The punishment goes up to 10 years. And Section 309, which is punishing the attempt to commit suicide. The punishment is up to 1 year for the person who makes an attempt to commit suicide when the attempt is failed. That's very important. If the attempt is complete, you can't punish him. That is also another people used to question. When the offense per se is not punishable, how can you punish an mere attempt itself? That is yet another logic. This answer, this question cannot be answered by IPC. For that matter, nobody can answer to this particular question. On that solitary ground itself, this offense shall be exempted. That is one of the ground. Then in 1978, there was a bill moved in Rajya Sabha amending the IPC so as to repeal 309. Unfortunately, the Lok Sabha was dissolved because you know that this has been done by Morarji Desai government, probably. When the parliament gets dissolved, later on no attempt has been made to revive this. Okay. Then you have the 210th report. This is also calling for abolition of Section 309. In addition to that, it also makes one more interesting observation. It says that the person committing suicide or attempting to commit suicide should be treated as a victim, as a person who is in need of care and protection. Instead of providing care and protection, what we do, we punish him. Already he is in severe stress, mental stress, trauma. That's why he is doing it. When the condition of the mind is normal, nobody will do that. When the mind is out of condition, such as stress, depression, all these things only, that leads to these sort of consequences. Even for any offences, under general exception, when a person is doing in an unsound mind condition, he is completely exempted. Why not this offence can be exempted? That's the question. So this recommendation to a certain extent has been carried on by the Mental Health Act 2017. This is very important. Particularly section 115 says that if any person commits attempt to suicide or suicide, then that person shall not be punished. That person shall be treated as a victim first. Second thing, he shall be given treatment, psychiatric treatment, because he is doing under mental stress, severe stress. This recommendation has been carried on, but still Section 309 remains. Now, what are the steps taken by the judiciary? Now, let us come back to that. These are the steps I have described. These are steps taken by the parliament. Now, let us deal with the steps taken by the judiciary. Recently, when Justice Chandrachud ji, Honorable Justice Chandrachud, the Supreme Court judge, has also expressed his apprehension about the 309, Section 309. But still, they have not gone to the extent of repealing it. Way back in Rathinan versus Union of India, and one more case, I think Maruti versus State of Maharashtra. These are the two cases. First, Maruti versus State of Maharashtra, Bombay High Court has said that Section 309 is unconstitutional on the ground, say that. It is getting an analogy from 19. Freedom to speak include freedom not to speak. Therefore, it says that right to life is include rights to death. People could not agree with that because right to life is a positive connotation, whereas right to death is a negative one. Nowhere, no person will have a right to death. That's why later on it has not been recognized. However, this logic has been found good by the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has, based on the aforesaid ruling of the Bombay High Court, has upheld this argument, and therefore it has declared Section 309 shall be struck down from the IPC. However, later on it has been revised. The judgment has been overruled. In 1996, there is a case called Jankar versus State of Punjab. In that case, Supreme Court has overturned its own ruling. They said Section 309 is valid. Right to life doesn't include right to die naturally, so therefore Section 309 has to stay. In 2011, there is another case called Arna Ramachandran Sahab. In this case also, unfortunately, they have upheld the constitutional validity. Please remember, in cases relating to euthanasia, finally the Supreme Court has come to a conclusion that the active euthanasia is punishable, or active euthanasia is not permissible, whereas passive euthanasia is punishable. Passive euthanasia is permissible. On that similar line, we have to draw a line that attempt to suicide should go, because otherwise it will be a deterrent. It will be causing more annoyance, more injustice to the person who has committed this offense, as long as this particular section remains in the statute book. Because extreme mental condition only takes the step of taking away his or her own life. When the attempt fails and you are torturing him in the form of imprisonment and other things instead of giving him rehabilitation. So we hope good sense prevails sooner rather than later. Jai Hind.